As the University of Johannesburg in Auckland Park celebrates its 20th anniversary, many students are hoping to get the opportunity of being accepted by the higher learning institution for 2025. SABC News reporter Hasina Gori was at the University of Johannesburg's Auckland Park campus earlier.
Academic year is expected to begin in the next few weeks. The issue around space seems to be in the spotlight. This morning we're at the University of Johannesburg, where we've met with various different stakeholders from the SRC, chancellors as well as youth activists to find out how this access to education and the barriers to it pose a challenge. I want to bring in some of the first year students who make up that 600,000 matriculants of the class of 2024. These are some of the 10,000 that managed to get a spot at the specific university, a very coveted spot. And I'll bring in first, student, congratulations. You're one of those who have managed to find themselves going into university. I want to start the conversation by when you were looking to apply to universities, when you were looking to go into tertiary education, do you feel that you had all the information that was needed, that you knew the point systems that were used, you knew where exactly you had to apply, and that schools were really preparing you for that next step?
Thank you for the question, ma'am. I think I'd say not all of the information that I needed, because I think at schools they just educate us about the admission requirements, and just because we meet the admission requirements, it doesn't necessarily mean our spot at a university is secured. So I think that was the main thing that we needed to understand as a student, that you need to work harder than just looking at the admission requirements, and also you need to push yourself so that you get more than the admission requirements. Yes.
I know you are going to be studying actuarial science, if I'm correct, and that is quite a serious degree. What prompted you to want to go into this field?
I think my passion for mathematics and accounting, because at first I wanted to do accounting, but then I did my research on courses that do accounting as well as maths, and I found out that actuarial science offers me both, so I decided to go with that since I enjoyed both of the subjects.
Did you have any challenges when it came to finding a space in university? Was there any stress around that, and was there any other barriers like finance that may have come into play?
I think I did have stress. Firstly, stress of finances, because I don't come from a very, very privileged family. And also, I was worried about whether, yes, I did meet the requirements, but will I have space to get inside the university? And fortunately, I did, and UJ offered me the best of the best.
Congratulations. I'm going to bring in another student who's going to be studying civil engineering. And I think, again, I want to know, how confident were you when you were starting this process of applying, that you would get into a university, that you had all this information that was needed, and that you knew exactly even the requirements that were needed?
Initially, I was very confident in all of those. But as time went on, I realized I didn't know as much as I needed to. So it started out okay, but then along the way I had to step back a bit, research, go learn a few things about, and it proved quite difficult, honestly. And especially as an international student, we don't get as much opportunities as maybe people from South Africa. So it's definitely a struggle. Yeah.
And how excited are you to start this new dawn of your education career? What is going through your mind as you wait for next week when you officially, get welcomed in by the University of Johannesburg?
It's very exciting, but it's also very scary because I'm not from around here, so trying to fit in, trying to move in, trying to learn the ropes and stuff, it's proving quite difficult. But hopefully I am going to fit in and sort of get acclimatized to the place.
Thank you so much. I want to bring in more students who are here, and this is another first year student, if I'm correct. Yes. I want to find out from you, what would you be studying next year? Oh, this year actually.
I'll be studying Bachelor in Accounting, specifically BAc.
And what prompted you to go into that field, and where did that passion come from?
My love for maths and accounting, and also my accounting teacher. They are the one who steered me towards the right direction. And considering the the unemployment rate in South Africa, I needed to find a career that's in demand. Yes.
Do you feel that you got all the information you needed, or that schools were giving you all the information, the point systems, all that access to information that you needed to make sure that you were able to get to this next stage?
Not much, actually. Schools only taught us the what we needed to study in order to go and write. But then regarding the admission point score, we didn't know how much we needed to get in order to get into the orange carpet and that stuff, so that you don't have to pay registration fees.
What would your advice be to the matriculants that are sitting where you were last year, looking for the year to go through?
Matric 2025, they need to study harder than us, beat the record, and then don't just meet the minimum requirements. You have to reach high levels so that you don't have to struggle with space into university.
Thank you so much. I know I'm bringing a student who is not a first year. You've been part of this process. You've, gone through this. What's your advice to those that are starting where you were a few years ago?
I would tell them that, firstly, hi everyone, my name is Axolo Gumtsole. What I would tell them is they need to understand that university is not high school, and they need to understand that there are a lot of things that are coming into play. So firstly, you need to familiarize yourself with the surroundings and make sure that you are working harder than everyone else to try to pass all your modules. And another thing is you need to make sure that it's not only you're just coming from home and coming here and to study, that's all, but you need to develop your student life and make sure you get connections and you communicate with different kinds of people.
We know the issue around financial access has been one that's really always comes up. Have you found that NSFAS and all the other funding models that UJ has assisted students, or there's more that needs to be done?
I feel like they're doing their best to help the students, but there's a lot more to be done, because usually NSFAS clears students later on in the year, and I feel like they should try to actually clear students earlier. Even on the financial block of registration, students are still going through all that, and I feel like NSFAS should try to always update their systems around the end of the year, because they know who the returning students, so they should be able to at least try to clear those first. And then first years, they're very important because there's limited space for all of them. So I feel like NSFAS should try by all means, and all other bursaries should try by all means to make sure they clear students financially as soon as possible, and the university should endorse all those students to try and actually get them to register, so then they can take the funds from registration from the bursaries and allocate them to their tuition fees.
All right, that was Hasina Gori just speaking to some of those students at the University of Johannesburg earlier today.